All right, Rippers, I'm back. We keep doing videos. I keep running out of space. It's driving me nuts. I've been deleting things, but I'm going to have to get on that and do some maintenance. So you have to be patient with me on videos as they come out. However, what we're going to talk about is the next video coming out. We told you it was going to do primarily with these two rounds, the M193 and the M855. This video was inspired by videos that CMR Firearms has done. Go out and check him out. Matt's a great guy. He's back at doing videos, so be sure to show him the support he needs because his fight with the ATF isn't over, and he definitely, anybody that is being wrongly treated by the ATF really truly needs our support, and we should give it as much as we can, even if that's just support, letting him know that he has people out here supporting him who are watching his videos so that he knows that you're there, right? Okay, so go over and give him a big Ripper hello. So that being said, we're going to try and get through this. We're going to talk about these. We've got different bullet weights from 45 grain, Hornady Spitzer points to 45 grain varminting hollow point Calhouns. We've got what is that? That's going to be the M193 full metal jacket round. We've got the 55 grain FMJ 193. We've got the 55 grain Hornady Spitzer point. We've got the M855 green tip penetrator, not armor piercing, just a penetrator. And we've got like the 75 grain Hornady or Frontier or whatever it is, heavy bullet, right? And so we're going to talk about this. So let's talk about most rifles that most people have. Most people have either like an 8-inch pistol truck type gun that is made for close-in altercations, and which is perfectly fine with. I think it's wonderful. I love this one. This guy I beat the heck out of this thing. And lately I might have beat the red dot a little too hard. I'm going to have to check it out. We'll do that at the range, make sure it's okay, and show you how to repair things on there and see if it works. It's got a great low power optic on here, this Trinjicon. This thing has been, so reliable for me. It's a Bushmaster carbon 15 pistol before they ruined it. So this is one of the good models, and it's great, but it has a downside. The velocity and its effectiveness at anything long range is, considerably hampered. So that being said, most people that go out get themselves a 16-inch battle rattle style rifle, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, that can fit all types of situations that may come up. This one's an LWRC piston driven, not a direct impingement, but that won't matter for what we're doing necessarily. And they set it up according to what they want. It's usually got a 16-inch barrel and a 1 in, say, 7 twist on it, right? Okay. Then I found in going through my stuff and figuring out what I do and don't need is my, or I should say, I got it in a trade, so it's mine now, but a 20-inch, this is a 20-inch DPMS upper on a heavy barrel, in an A2 style with the grip, the handle and whatnot, and iron sights that are built into it or fixed sights, as well as the integrated gas block sight up front. It does have an adjustable lightweight type buttstock, and it has all just basically mil-spec parts to it, except for maybe the grip, I think, is a little nicer rubberized grip and whatnot. Anyway, we're going to go out and test this as it is right here. It's a 20-inch at a 1 in 8 twist. It would be better for me, I think, for what I'm doing if it was a 1 in, say, 9 twist would be better, even a 1 in 10, but really a 1 in 9 twist would be better. But it's a 1 in 8, which is what we'll just do, because that 1 in 8 is a twist rate on your rifling that kind of is made to make everything work. But we're going to see what kind of accuracy we can get with it with different types of bullets and the velocities it can get, because that's what we're here to talk about, and what's really important is that terminal velocity. It's something that CRS Firearms has talked about really greatly in his. There are studies that are done in the FBI as well as other agencies for ballistic and effectiveness of rifles and whatnot, and why rifles are so effective. And they find that any projectile you can move and hit the target at 2,200 feet per second causes a temporary wound cavity that is so large, so violent, that it exceeds the elasticity of the medium it's going into. In that point, in this case, it would be another a bad guy, right? And because of that, as it goes in or exits or stops, it comes down. But there's been all kinds of excessive damage to the organs and muscle tissue around because it had so much hydrostatic shock type thing to it going on, right? And so that is one school of thought for effectiveness, and it is really effective because it's hard to repair that kind of damage. The other one is, say, a heavier bullet that doesn't move quite as fast and kind of tends to go in and then tumble and wander through the body, more so wounding but then causing damage that way and taking somebody out of the battle. So that being said, those are the kind of the two schools of thought, and we're going to go through that and why. Now the first thing is, on a 20-inch barrel, that was what was made for, in a sense, and what a lot of companies test their velocities at, so they can advertise them at the highest velocities they can, if you look into it. But I think it's mainly suited for that 55 grain bullet. And we're going to see if we really can get that 2,200 feet per second out all the way as far as 300 yards, right? Because that would make it a really effective tool to have to keep things and it be effective out to that range with such a light round that can carry so much ammo, etc., right? So we're going to look into that. We're going to do some chronograph testing, some impact testing, the best I can on a budget at least, and go from there. And we're going to do the same thing. We'll test the M855 through it and some of these other bullets that we talked about to see what the accuracy differences may be, what the velocity differences may truly be in trying all of these bullets in all of these different rifles. The next one up would be the 16-inch 1-in-7 twist. That's mainly made more for, whereas the 1-in-8 twist or 1-in-9 twist in here in a 20-inch is more effective on a light bullet, because you don't want to spin a light bullet too fast. If you spin it too fast, it can cost accuracy in the bullet because it makes it unstable. It's not that you're going to miss the target, you just won't have quite the pinpoint accuracy that you may be looking for. So whereas that likes a 55 grain bullet or lighter, you'll say you had a 1-in-10 twist, those love, like my varmint rifle, which is a 1-in-10 twist, 24-inch, 1-inch bull barrel AR, loves the 45 grain and lighter bullets. They're pinpoint accurate, and they're just extremely effective on the what we call picket pans, but they're just little digger squirrels that are out there, and hits them with such velocity that there's really nothing left but a dust. So that being said, we'll still try all the different ones through it, see what the differences are, and see if we just what the difference is between that at 300 yards and say your 16-inch 1-in-7 twist, which is going to like the 62 grain and the 70 something grain much better, because it spins the bullet faster, because the bullet has more mass, more length, and a better BC. It can spin that bullet quicker and keep it more stable, make it more accurate, right? So we're going to go over all kinds of different reasons why, and what should be shot out of rifles based upon real world testing and my opinions as well through shooting. I know that the 1-in-7 twists tend to like the heavier bullets, right? So that being said, then we have the 7-inch or 8-inch guns, and the problem with those is they'll probably shoot any of these just fine, but you're going to have an extreme loss in velocity. I think the last time I did a study on this, from a 20-inch barrel all the way down to say a 7-inch barrel, there was something like a 700 or 800 foot per second loss. And that could, while it won't make a big difference in close in ranges, say, where the smallness of the firearm really shines and is useful, but it may have an issue with things like body armor and stuff like that, and being effective even at close range with that. And we're going to find out. And speaking of that, that's one of the things that I'm hoping to do. While I don't really mention this often, and I have in the past just a couple times, and they have gotten donations even when I didn't mention it, especially for Benny. You know who you are that gave me the donation thinking of Benny. I can't tell you how much I appreciated that. It really did help and it really did mean a lot to me. I want to protect your privacy, but I also wanted to tell you thank you. Benny's doing fine. We're keeping an eye on him. His appetite's still not where it usually was, but he's not losing any weight. So the vet wasn't extremely alarmed. He said, just keep an eye on him and we'll see you on the next visit. So I really appreciate that. I can't tell you how awesome that is, because as you guys know, I haven't monetized my channel because it really wasn't at the top of my list of things to do. This channel was more about sharing things I wanted to share with you, as well as sharing things that you wanted to hear from me, and to make this a fun, positive place, and to promote that kind of fun and positivity to the 2A, to prepping, to whatever we choose to share here with each other. And I think it's been doing that. So I just hadn't really been in a rush to monetize, but I think I may. And I hope that you guys don't look down on me on that, because I hope that I've proven that my character and that my honesty and who I am shines through, to where even if I was monetized, it wouldn't matter. And you guys know that it would be being used to do better and greater videos, more videos, and, well, being able to do them, because it is hard to do. They are a lot of work. They're not as long a work as going out and doing a roof all day, but it's a lot of work to cram in with everything else that's going on today. So I do appreciate you guys. And what I'd like to do is, if you guys did go to my PayPal and wanted to donate on this and thought it was a good idea, I only want you doing so if you've already got yourself squared away, you're where you're at, and you have yourself prepared and self-sufficient, and have the ability to be able to, say, support something like that, or a project, or a test, or a series like this, where what I want to do is I want to be able to get 3 plates. I want to get a level 4 plate, I want to get a level 3A plate, and I want to get a soft armor 3A plate, right? So that we can test this and see how it is out at 300 and things like that. And if it really does work, or if it doesn't work, even more importantly. That being said, I'm not picking the most expensive plate out there, because I think that's ridiculous. Some of those things are $1,000 or more a plate. That's, after looking at RMA, which is the one I've looked at, for the money, you can't beat it. It's like $149 for the single curve. For the multi-curve, it's $169 for the level 4 plate, and the rest of them are less than that. And so for the money and the testing I've already seen at people throwing all kinds of things through it, from all the usual, the 9mm 45, 50 A&E, 223, 308, 30-06, and then 338 Lapua. Everybody does that. I want to throw some different things at it, like the 22 1700 foot per second new long rifle round out there, to see just exactly how effective it is. The 22 TCM, the 17 HMR, the Super Magnum 17, the 5.7, of course, all kinds of interesting, and I want your opinions down at the bottom of what you'd like to see thrown at it, because it's about what we have out there, and we want to see how effective it is. So anyway, and testing these rifles on for effectiveness first, and we'll just see how long those plates last. That'll also show us just how amazing that plate is, and I've seen it. It's pretty amazing for the price. So be sure to donate that if you feel like it and you think you want to. We're also going to be doing different things, like this is our first project. We're going to have what we call the anyone gun too, which is the one that you can grab, give, do a few adjustments on it, and hand to anyone and they can use, right? This one's going to be the DMR RIPPER is what we're going to call it. So it's going to be a designated marksman / high velocity ripper as well. And we're just going to, fortunately, there are things that we don't have to buy because I found them in my stuff. And you know what? If I'm not going to use it, I got to get rid of it. And that's what I've been doing. And the things that I do find that I have, well, we're going to put them to use for your entertainment. We're going to put a good trigger in it after shooting a baseline and see if that makes any differences, and if it's a go or a con, or pro or a con. We're going to do some, as I find things that change the controls to make them more usable, we're going to test those. We're going to do things like put this see-through rail adapter onto the handle so that we can mount a low-powered optic and a dot on there and see how those do, and even see if we can just see through and shoot effectively through the see-through part and whatever else we happen to find as I dig through my stuff, right? That is all free. Woohoo! Well, it cost me once upon a time, but if I'm not going to use it, I'm going to get rid of it, right? And then we're going to just have fun with this rifle. I want to see your comments in the comment section. I mean, you may think, hey, why don't we thread the end of that barrel and see if we can put some muzzle brake on there that and do some testing through that and see how that affects it. Or, you know, well, the first thing we're going to do is put another sling swivel stud on here so I can mount the bipod and then a light on there. And I've got some special mounts for that because this is a tough, it's just old school type tube. While it makes it really accurate, it's just hard to mount things to. So you may decide that we want to, you know, why don't we change that tube and see what we do there and how that affects it. I want this to be our project, right? Okay. So that being said, I hope you guys are going to enjoy that. I hope you like it. Put your comments down in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Until the next time we meet, stay safe, stay secure, always be aware of your surroundings. Always be getting ready and prepared for anything that may come your way. And if you've got it, wear it. And if you're wearing it, by all means, get out there and practice with it. And not only for your safety, but for others. And I'm sorry for my hoarse throat. Been out working a lot. Probably need some water in me. So I think that's what I'm going to do right now. Till next time, adios.